Guys, we're here looking at this 87 Land Rover Defender 90. I'm not a Land Rover expert, so I know there's some conversation about whether or not it really is a Defender or a 90, or if this was too early to be a Defender. At any rate, I'm selling it, and if you know the difference, you know the difference. Land Rover Defender 90. Short wheelbase vehicle, aluminum body. This is a right-hand drive turbo diesel. Okay, we're looking at the underside for a potential online buyer, and we are excuse our dust here. We're remodeling a little bit in the shop here. Just like all of the videos that I do, we're going to discuss some of the good, the bad, look at some spots that maybe are a little shabby looking, and then we can just make sure that all these things are made aware to any potential online buyer. As we look at the frame in the back here, everything seems to be real solid. It looks pretty good. As I look at this, at the back of this bumper right here, this is the bumper. As I look at the back of the bumper, I see it's a little cruddy on the back of the bumper. So that's something to be aware of, I guess. Probably a relatively easy repair. I'm facing the rear of the vehicle right now. We're just going to kind of go up this way and look around at the frame on the inside. Look at the body mounts up here. Everything looks very nice up there. I don't really see any issues. I'm kind of going to turn around here and face the front of the vehicle. So as we look at the frame down this way, everything looks real nice. Frame is solid. Floors look really good. No issues that I can see right there. Everything looks good. Even up in, we're looking at areas like this up here. That looks really good still. I don't see any issues. It looks like there's a body mount on this side. And again, I'm not a Land Rover expert, okay? So just bear with me, okay? This looks really good. All right, I don't see any issues. The one on this side, however, is a little chewy. Okay, you can kind of see right there. See how we got a little bit of rust damage. I'm going to face the rear now, and you can kind of see this one. This mount has a little bit of rot to it. It's a bolt-in part apparently, which is nice. I can certainly give you an estimate to fix that, or we can discuss it on the price. If you'd like to tinker on it yourself, I'm more than willing to adjust the price accordingly. That is the only spot that I see and I'm facing the front of the vehicle right now. As I look down each frame rail, all this looks very nice. I'm looking at it'd be the right hand or driver side on this vehicle right now. I don't see anything that are any issues. A little wet under here, to be expected. Okay. All cars leak. This is a little wet under here. The transfer case is a little wet. I haven't noticed anything while it's running and driving though, like any drips or big drops. As you look at this left hand or passenger side of this vehicle, on the frame rail, I don't see any issues up here. Everything looks good. Kind of look along this part of the body here. I don't see any issues right now. It's been undercoated, clearly. Apparently it has. We got our trailing arms. They look good. Pardon me. So let's see. Everything looks decent underneath on the front side of the vehicle. Again, we got something a little wet back up in there. Okay, that's either, I don't know, steering or something like that. Frame looks good up front. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of look at at both sides of the vehicle, like from outside the vehicle, you know what I mean? Like this. So this is the left side or passenger side. Undercoated, everything looks pretty tidy. I don't see any real issues except for, again, there's that mount, and luckily that's the only thing that I see, and I don't really see it's an issue either. I love looking at the body at this angle too. Okay, now we can kind of see like some, maybe very few imperfections in the paint. Like as we get up close, see a little imperfection right there. We'll get a better look when this thing's on the ground, okay? But I do like looking at the body from this kind of an angle. Back here, everything looks pretty good frame-wise. As I said before, it was undercoated. Frame looks good. Again, this is that bumper that we saw the first time, okay? So keep that in mind. I don't see that as an immediate thing that needs addressed right now personally, but that's just me. All this looks great. This body mount looks very, very solid and strong. No issues there. One little flake of undercoating ready to flick off. I went ahead and flicked it off, but it looks good. Frame looks good. I don't see any issues here. Body looks nice. Yeah, this is a good vehicle, okay? I'm convinced it's actually very tidy, so I don't really see any issues to be concerned about. Let's get it on the ground and we'll look around a little bit and then we'll kind of go from there. So 1 second here. Let's get this, get a free hand. You know, excuse me, we don't have like a production staff here. So one moment, please. The lift was coming down a little crooked here. You have to excuse me. Okay, so excuse me for one moment. I'm gonna set this camera down and then I'll be right here. Okay. Sorry, guys. So trust me when I say this, though, as guerrilla style as these videos are, you will appreciate the transparency, okay? I can make a fancy production video if you like, but you'll appreciate this one much better, okay? You get the car buyer's perspective on the whole thing. Okay, so got the vehicle on the ground. We're gonna look at, basically we're just looking for any flaws, any poor areas of fit or finish. Let's see the under the hood here. Okay, under the hood, inline 4 turbo diesel. Looks like pretty tidy under here, really. Obviously the car's likely been painted before, for sure. Yeah, for sure had a repaint. Okay, got a tape line right here. For sure had one repaint. Certainly in the original white, though, it looks like. Looks like somebody's done a little dressing up. What's nice to see is all these original parts, and I think you'll see that from the service documents on this vehicle too. I mean, there's tons of stuff. You know, I mean, like somebody go through the trouble of getting all this stuff, the shroud, and all these correct Land Rover parts. I think that shows that this person was definitely an enthusiast, the last one that owned it. Okay, so as we look now at the rest of the vehicle, we'll kind of run down the left side, or in this case, the passenger side of this vehicle. Looking for dents or dings. I don't see anything of any concern right now. What I do like is it looks like a lot of this stuff was taken apart to be painted. I don't see any like tape lines around these little things, and I like that. You know, obviously it was done neatly and well done when it was painted. So open the door, and let's look at the underside of the door right here. And we'll kind of get my light so it's doing what it's supposed to do. The pinch welds look great. Obviously, there's just a little staining from, you know, water from interior parts. This aluminum vehicle, so it's not rust coming from here. It's water going down and hitting all these little gadgets and gizmos and screws inside there that are not aluminum, and then causing some staining of the rust. That's what I'm assuming. Rear quarter looks nice. Looks like I got one little scab right there, well, no, I don't have a little scab right there. I have a little smudge of dirt. So that rubbed off, nice. Obviously all the windows were taken out to be painted. I do like that a lot as well. Really nice, really well done. Looks like they did a decent job of taping this off, but I can still see a small tape line in there. Okay, they did a decent job though of taping this vehicle off when they painted it. New graphics, it looks like. Back glass is in excellent shape, and looks like all original Land Rover parts used on this vehicle as well. So as soon as we finish our walk around the outside, we'll jump into the inside and kind of look at what's nice and not nice about the thing. Rivets look good. Body looks great. Again, I said this is a diesel as well, but I don't see any dents or dings or tings, okay, in this vehicle. Actually shows very nicely. Again, look at the underside of the doors. Kind of see what I'm talking about here. Looks good. Looks good. Got a little paint wear right here. Okay. Nothing to be concerned about, in my opinion. Okay, we'll leave these doors open and we'll just go through the inside now a little bit too. On the driver's side, the interior door panel is looking really nice. Okay, this vehicle it's clean but not been detailed completely. Okay, so I got a little scuff right here from that's just dirt. Okay. Glass looks good. Door panels are obviously original factory reproductions or something like that. They look really good. Looks like these have been repainted, these door latches on the inside. Interior in this thing is, I believe, virtually new. These seats look great. Maybe a very small little stain right there. I'm convinced that would come out though. It doesn't appear to be too bad. Okay. Seats look great. Weather stripping looks new. Soft, supple. Looks good. As we look at the dash, so this was a daily driver for someone. I do know that. I talked to the previous owner. It was in England, being driven around last year even. So it looks like we got the addition of some speakers. Looks like all this appears to be correct. This is like some kind of vent or something. I'm not sure if that's factory or not. It looks like it's supposed to be there at any rate. So obviously the ability to take this top off and move this windshield, remove the windshield is still an option in this vehicle. Steering wheel looks very good. Gauges look great. We see the addition of a stereo system in this like package tray here. So there's a few things that I want to point out. So the dash looks good, okay? Like I don't see any splits in the dash or anything. It looks great. This, obviously someone has fabricated this like stereo box and then kind of trimmed it out with like electrical tape right there. It looks okay. Most people that look at this vehicle, if they ever have looked at it, don't even notice it. So I don't want to make too big of a deal out of it because I'm being a little nitpicky. Again, we see another speaker there. It could be factory, actually, now that we're looking at it. Probably factory for a Land Rover, because this one's obviously smaller to deal with the movement of the clutch. So this one is now a regular size, I guess. So the vents up top are probably factory, because we see some matching ones down here. Okay, so those things that I pointed to earlier are probably matching. This is an addition, obviously, this like USB thing here. Somebody threw that into the dash. We see a little bit of like probably this side right here cracked, like this side. This side's got a little crack beginning right there. You can see it. And my guess is that someone just taped it with like some black tape or something like that. You know, it is what it is. All this looks very nice though down here, and the seats look great. Rear seats are excellent and exactly as they should be. Okay, I've got a huge file of service records on this vehicle. Up on the headliner, we see it's all pushed in exactly how it's supposed to be. It looks great. A little staining for sure, but that's probably just normal wear and tear. We look at it here and we see do have a stain up in the back here. I don't know what that's from. I don't know if it's a deal or not, if it's an issue, but these back windows do open. I've got seat covers, Land Rover seat covers for all these seats also, so it's kind of cool. Factory matte, nothing hodgepodge or goofy aftermarket on this vehicle. I've got a jack, full set of tools and jack in here. Seats look great. It looks like everything, like look at this, like these little like bungee and little seat holders and stuff. All that is Land Rover stuff, and that looks great to me. It would have been real easy to kind of, for somebody to try to goof around and make stuff work that wasn't made for this car. Okay, so I do like that. I like that it's all Land Rover stuff. So that being said, this is all trimmed out really nicely in here. It looks great. Carpet kit looks great. Again, someone could have gone on the cheap and probably gotten, you know, carpet made for this that wouldn't have been right. Seat is in great shape back on over on the passenger side. Trim is supple and looks good. So guys, that's our 87 Land Rover. I think it's in very good shape. Runs and drives very well. What we'll do, we'll fire it up real quick so you guys can hear it run. That's fine with me. I'll tell you too, it is quite an adjustment getting used to a right-hand drive manual transmission. So kind of fun, really. So okay, running and driving as it should. All the lights and vents and all that stuff are working great. E-brake is working good. Let's see, not smoking, purring away in neutral. Not billowing smoke, looks good. Let's see, what else can I show you? We'll look at this battery area too right here. Let me move this seat out of the way. You guys can see this battery area here. And look at this, like, I mean, somebody took this apart, you know? I mean, this was taken apart at some point in time, so it looks great. I don't see anything of any concern under here either, so looks really good. And obviously we got some speakers in the back too, it looks like, because I see some speaker wire kind of running underneath the seats here towards the back area. So guys, this is it. This is our 87 Land Rover Defender, and again, please appreciate that I don't sensationalize these videos any. Thank you for your patience. Try to be gentle if you're a Land Rover enthusiast and I said something like hood instead of boot or bonnet or something like that. Forgive me, and please send any questions you have. My name is Rich. Thanks a lot.